Hi Taurus, welcome to your monthly reading for March 2026. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Laura, aka Baby Curl Tarot. I'm a tarot reader, astrologer, and root worker, and I love doing monthly readings for all the zodiac signs here on YouTube, as well as some other fun content over on TikTok and Instagram. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into your reading. Keep in mind this is a general collective message, so whatever comes up, comes up. Also, please don't ever try to force a reading you see on the internet to fit your personal life situations. If it's not resonating, it's probably a message for another Taurus out there. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. All right, let's get into it. Spiritual team, Legendary Ladies Goddess deck, what messages do you have for the Taurus collective for March 2026? What messages do you have for the Taurus collective for March 2026? What do we have? Bridget. Inner peace. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Muses, inspiration. Okay. It's definitely giving, you find inspiration in solitude or taking time to, work on your, inner dialogue, inner workings. Okay, some of you guys may be trying to feel a little less chaotic internally around this time. I'm going to go ahead and read from the guidebook as well, just to make sure I'm not missing any messages you guys need to hear. I just don't have all of these memorized, so that's why I'm reading from the book. All right, let's start with Bridget. This is an Irish goddess of love and light, and she's bringing you a sense of peace and serenity. If you've been going through something difficult, you'll be through it soon. Perhaps it's time to start following the trail of blooms she's leaving behind. They'll guide you to a joyful rebirth. Ooh, okay. So some of you guys could be coming out of a more tumultuous time. Again, there could be some internal chaos that's happening that you guys are trying to rest and reset from, for sure. Let's take a look at the Muses here. Now the Muses are Greek, and they want you to start looking around for inspiration from unusual places. The Greek Muses are planting sparks all around you. You just have to open your eyes to find them. I love it. So out of this tumultuous time, out of a harder time, there is kind of like this light at the end of the tunnel, it feels like. And you guys may be seeing some signs, messages, you might get some realizations or inspiration from unexpected places. And I think that comes, or the ability to see that can also just come from feeling more at peace internally. Let's go ahead and get into the tarot and see what comes up for you guys. Spiritual team, Erotic Fantasy Tarot, what messages do you have for the Taurus collective for March 2026? What messages do you have for the Taurus collective for March 2026? Now you did hear me correctly. I did say Erotic Fantasy Tarot, so I'm not going to be able to show you some of these cards, okay, because they do get a little kinky. And if you see me kind of pause and look like I'm having a glitch, it's because I'm realizing, oh, I can't show this card on camera because YouTube will not like it. All right, so at the top of the deck, we have the Three of Swords in reverse. We have the Four of Pentacles, the Fool card, Hierophant in reverse, and the Six of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Cups, the Empress in reverse, Ace of Wands, Seven of Cups in reverse, Seven of Pentacles. Interesting. All right. Yeah, this is a tough one. I feel like some of you guys may have either like lost your, the Empress card is always interesting to me because on the one hand, I'm getting like some of you guys may have potentially lost a pregnancy. I'm also getting some of you guys may have potentially seen like a business deal fall through or not quite get off the ground, like a plan or idea that you had that was going to be like a big business idea. Maybe you faced some delays or you had to pivot or abandon it completely. Okay. There's also this desire to try again, okay, with the Ace of Wands. But the Seven of Cups in reverse is also saying that there may have been a lot of uncertainty, confusion, not knowing where to start, or even being afraid to start again. That you just probably recently let go of. Okay, so this is the energy that's coming into March. I feel like you guys are, kind of represented by this King of Cups here. Okay, so the King of Cups is a very intuitive, compassionate, emotionally intelligent, diplomatic, kind, caring type of energy. So I do get the feeling like this is something that was that potentially meant a lot to you. That's why I was kind of like, for some of you, this could have been the loss of a pregnancy. The Empress represents fertility and also motherhood in general. So it's highly possible that a pregnancy did not fully take. But I feel like you guys are finding that spark again and are feeling ready to try again, whether this is in business, whether this is in your career, whether this is health related, family, pregnancy related. It feels like you guys are definitely ready to start again with the Ace of Wands, Seven of Cups in reverse, and the Seven of Pentacles. So going into March, that's kind of where you guys have been. Let's see where you guys are going. There is still some residual pain here with this Three of Swords in reverse. At least that's what it feels like to me. There's still this process of healing, especially if this is like pregnancy or health related. There's probably still some fear, some sadness that you are experiencing. That's not something that just goes away, completely. So it's completely understandable, but it's being able to work through that, to progress through that, that will allow you to move forward the way that you need to. Now, I do sense some reservations here still with this Four of Pentacles. I can't show you this card because we can see a woman's top half is exposed. However, we do have the Fool card right next to it. I can show you that one. She's clothed enough. Okay, so I feel like you guys are moving forward. You're trying again, but there are still some reservations, again, because you guys are still healing. There's still some pain attached to this. It's not enough to, again, keep you obviously from trying again or moving forward, but definitely some hesitations, maybe some doubts. Maybe you have your walls up a little bit, or you're just, part of you is like prepared for this to not work out again. Okay. Interesting. It's the Hierophant in reverse and the Six of Pentacles for me that I'm kind of having trouble deciphering with you guys or for you guys. Because when I have the Hierophant here in reverse, this talks to me about being untraditional, going outside of the norm. In this particular sense of the word, let's say this is about pregnancy. Some of you guys may be seeking surrogate. Some of you may be seeking doing like IVF or something that is not how a baby is traditionally conceived, right? Through the natural methods, okay? So some of you guys could be seeking other methods that could help establish an embryo and give it a better chance of, fully taking, fully developing the way that it needs to. If this is a business, you may be seeking other means of investment. Maybe you guys are looking to angel investors. Maybe you guys are looking to friends, family, help from your community investing in this thing instead of going through a bank maybe and getting a loan there. Maybe you're asking your community to support you. Okay, that's a little bit outside of the norm. It's a big risk, obviously, for people that don't normally maybe invest in things like this. But I feel like you are definitely approaching this a little bit differently, which honestly could be exactly what it is that you need. I think a lot of you guys are done with being at the mercy of other people, okay, in positions of power. We have the Six of Pentacles here. Again, I cannot show you this card because we have a woman who is topless, okay? But the image in this card is this woman standing next to a bunch of pentacles and two men literally kissing her feet and kneeling on the ground. So it feels like a lot of you guys are done with being at the mercy of people that basically just give you crumbs, okay? So for, again, this is like a business situation. You're tired of going and pleading your case to a bank on why you deserve a loan and why this is a good idea. So a lot of you guys could be just taking it upon yourselves to do this indie style, right? So let's say you're a musician. You may, instead of going to a label, maybe you had a really bad experience with working with labels before. Now you want to do things independently. So that way you're not at the mercy of record executives' input, control, things like that, okay? I hope you guys are picking up what I'm putting down, okay? But the inspiration on how to move forward with this could come to you from unexpected ways. And again, it's looking outside of the box is what I'm getting from this Hierophant in reverse. So that's what I'm seeing for March. Very interesting. I would say, like, don't let the fear, the pain, and the sadness keep you from moving forward and trying things again. And not even that, but just trying things a little differently. I think you guys might see more success through a different avenue or means of making that happen. I'm going to close out your reading with one final oracle deck just to get you some final messages, all right? Spiritual team, daily crystal inspiration. What final messages do you have for the Taurus collective for March 2026? What final messages do you have for the Taurus collective for March 2026? All right, what do we get? Citrine, bring in the light. Yeah, it feels like this is the time to try again. And not only that, but it feels like after a period of maybe feeling a little sad, maybe you guys went through a depression period or just a tougher time mentally and emotionally, it's time to open those curtains and let the light in, let that positivity in again, let that hope in again, okay, that belief in yourself again. What else? We have Azurite, get laser focused. Okay, so you guys are on a mission and Spirit recognizes that and they want you to lock in, okay? All right, what else? At the bottom of the deck, we have Agate, get back into balance. I love that as well. And again, that can just come with the healing and releasing of certain emotions and feelings. Obviously, there's going to be residual feelings, but really releasing that fear or hesitation, because I feel like that could definitely hinder you if you're not careful. So again, just find that balance of like, I'm gonna feel my feelings because you are absolutely entitled to feel those feelings and mourn a loss of some kind. However, I'm also going to balance that with optimism and motivation and, you know, approaching this with a positive attitude as much as we possibly can. All right, listen, we're all human, so nobody's perfect, and I don't expect you to be perky, optimistic all the time. All right, Tauruses, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Please leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed the reading. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future, and maybe share this with another Taurus if you feel like they might need to hear this message. If you want to see more content from me, I'm also on TikTok and Instagram. My handles are below in the description box. And you can also send me a DM on those two platforms if you want to schedule a personal reading with me, at least until my website is up and running. As always, though, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate the support. I hope to see you guys at the next reading. Until then, please take care of yourselves. Bye.